Have you ever built something? Or maybe you've created something like a painting or a poem. Or maybe you follow a blueprint or a recipe to design something incredible or delicious. But have you ever not followed the blueprint correctly or missed something in a recipe and it turned out disastrous? When my kids were growing up, I started a tradition of getting up every Saturday morning and making my kids a big breakfast. Pancakes, eggs, bacon, the works. I remember once when one of my boys wanted to make breakfast like his dad. He worked so hard to do it just like Dad. See, I make pancakes from scratch, not a mix. Well, we sat down to eat the pancakes and immediately we knew something was wrong. Spencer had accidentally used salt instead of sugar. Those pancakes needed a new design. Like many parents, Leslie and I feel like we've made more mistakes than not. However, there have been some things that we've been very intentional about doing or not doing that were a new design from how our parents raised us. We both came from loving homes, but even in a loving home, there's always room for improvement. One of our constant prayers has been that God would give us the wisdom we would need in certain situations. Parenting is not easy. As an elementary principal for 10 years, I've had thousands of conversations with parents. I've always said, if you think parenting is easy, you're probably not doing it right. Setting boundaries, following through, disciplining with love, being a constant role model, these are all really hard and exhausting things. But I've always loved to cling to the promises in God's Word. Proverbs 22:6 says, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and even when he is old, he will not depart from it." If I could be bold enough to encourage parents and grandparents to think about one new design, it would be this: be intentional about training your child to know God. Don't leave that responsibility to the church. Don't think, I send my kids to Sunday school or Quest Kids Club, so they're getting the spiritual training they need at church. Parents have the greatest influence in a child's life. Be intentional about talking to your kids about Jesus and modeling a life that is Christ-like. If you do this, the promise in Proverbs 22:6 will come true.